Hi guys, it's Emily from Novell Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my September TBR, back to school. And the reason why I'm calling it back to school is because it's the month where in the UK all the kids go back to school, and it's the month where almost like it's obviously the first month of autumn. But for me, back to school is the start of another year. It's the start of an academic year admittedly, but it's the start of another year. And for me, my kids are going into year 6 and year 9, so it's a bigger year for Thomas because he's like finishing primary school, and Mia is about to be going into our options year. So it's going to be a year where they're going to need me a little bit more. Certainly Thomas might, and I'm going to be focusing a bit more on them. So if things get a bit manic over the next academic year, I may reduce my videos. If they need me more, they are my priority. But it's also, like for me, September is, like I said, it's the month where autumn starts to end, although you never know, we might get hit by it in the UK by like a late summer thing, heat wave. You don't know what September's going to be like. Yes, it could be the month where the autumn starts, or it could be the month where we get another summer breeze. It's just, I like September. I don't know why I like it. For me also, September is Chris's birthday month and his father's birthday month, but for me his birthday is about like celebrating him, and it's his day, and I love spoiling. I can't wait to do things with him. We're going to Beale Park, we're going to an animal rescue park, so I've got some fun things happening in September, and I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll be doing stuff with my sister. I'm trying not to plan too much, but I know obviously stuff's happening. It's back to school. But I picked books that are starting to get autumnal. I think I've got one that looks a bit sort of summery because it looks like it's got quite a few flowers, but I'll get to that in a minute. I will show you my buddy reads first, and then I'm going to do my TBR jar, because the TBR jar this month, yeah, well, in August it was a bit like, oh, Swiss Family Robinson, haven't started yet, I've put it off and I don't know why, so started today, so I hope they'll like it. But we'll see what TBR does. But I have got 3 amazing buddy reads, and I can't wait to show you. First one is a book that you will see I actually got in August. So what is happening to me, I've got a book in August and I'm reading it straight away, but this is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, and this has been really recommended all over BookTube. It is fantasy, but it's a cozy fantasy, and I'm just so unbelievably excited about it. I'm buddy reading it at the start of the month with Kat from Breeze and Reviews. And it is a faraway island, a secret spell shop, an unexpected romance. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Luckily, as a librarian at the Great Library of Alsp, she hasn't had to. She and her assistant Kaz, a sentient spider plant, have spent the last 11 years sequestered amongst the Empire's precious spell books. When the library goes up in flames, Keela and Kaz have to flee to a remote island she never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. To Keela's dismay, she finds that an empire has been draining from the island. With the help of an old spellbook and a nosy, if not handsome neighbour, Keela is determined to make things right. But as she starts to make a place for herself, she realises she must break down the walls she kept up so high. Oh my goodness! It's got a recommendation by Lucy Jane Wood on the back, so let's see if I like it. I know I'm going to. I'm really excited. It's not too long, but it just looks, it's a cozy fantasy. Oh, and it's got a bit at the back about her next book, which I know is out in hardback, so I won't get that until it's in paperback, because you know me, forget a book in paperback, I keep it in paperback. Apart from there's one book on this that doesn't kind of go with that. But when I was watching Katie's reviews, like Katie did a video about people booking, like authors doing recommendations for the book at the start, and how important that is. So yeah, anyway, rambly. Don't want this video to be ridiculously long, but this does look like a me book. I'm really excited about it. The one I'm very, very excited about, but also emotional about, and that is Dear Miss Lake by AJ Pierce. It is the last in this series, and I have absolutely loved this series from start to finish. It started with Dear Miss Bird and Dear Mrs. Bird, and I know that this is going to break my heart because it is the end of the series. I'm buddy reading it with Berna from the Berna's Bookish Adventures. It's another beautiful, beautiful book. And why do I keep the Wallstone receipts in all this? But look at that. Sort of typewriters. I can't give too much away about this one because it is the last in the series. After nearly 5 years of war, the nation is weary, and the readers of Women's Friend need agony aunt Emmy Lake more than ever. With London under attack from the doodlebugs, the magazine decamps to the countryside, determined to help the women of Britain and give hope to readers feeling powerless. I can't go into any more detail because literally it is going to give spoilers for the other book, but obviously Emmy is our lead character. We love her. We're finding out what she's up to next, and I just can't wait to read it. Then to a Kristin Hannah book that is one of our older books that was gifted to me by one of my subscribers, and I think it was gifted to me by the same subscriber that I'm buddy reading with, and that's Lorraine. Yep, she gifted this to me, and it is Wild by Kristin Hannah. It is like a fictional book, I believe, so it's not one of her historical fiction books, but Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe recommended this, and I love the sound of it. It's got the word wild in it. It does look like a seasonal book as well, and in the rugged Pacific Northwest of the United States lies the Olympic National Forest, a vast expanse of impenetrable darkness and impossible beauty. From deep within its mysterious woodland, a 6-year-old girl appears. Speechless and alone, she offers no clue to her identity, no hint to her past. Having retreated to, and then you've got another paragraph, which is having retreated to her hometown after a scandal left her career in ruins, child psychologist Dr. Julia Cates begins working with this extraordinary girl, naming her Alice. That's obviously poignant. Julia is determined to free from her prison of unimaginable fear and isolation and discover the truth about Alice's past. This is really good. Lead character Alice, it's got to be a good book. I know that I'm going to love that. Let's do the TBR jar before I go any further, because I know what I'm like. I know that I'm excited, and I know that I'm just like nervous. Okay, got no idea what this one, and I've got to stick with the TBR jar. Brilliant. Casper the commuting cat. I didn't have a non-fiction on this TBR, so now I have got one. And this was gifted to me by my lovely daughter Mia. And it's got a cat. And it's got the Casper. And it's a true story of the cat who rode the bus and stole our hearts. And yeah, it's a short and sweet book, because I do believe Shorty September is happening, so this would match for Shorty September, which is good. He would never, anything that's round about, I think it says for Shorty September it's anything like under 200 pages, but this is like 226 pages, so it's pretty short. For me it's short. He would always stand in line and never jump the queue. Casper became a national celebrity when the newspapers ran the story of an amazing cat who regularly took the number 3 bus on the 11-mile journey around his hometown of Plymouth, while his devoted owner, Susan Finden, wondered where her elusive pet was disappearing to every day. Casper was brightening up the lives of countless commuters. Bus drivers too were getting acquainted by Casper, and he soon became the mascot for the bus company. Cats do brighten my life. Sweet always brightens mine, so there you go. That's there. TBR jar did well this month. I'm really happy with it. Now to my Try a Chapter Tag book that is the biggest book on my TBR for this month, I believe, and it is friggin' massive. It is nearly 600 pages, so I may, because this is so big, I may try and read it over the course of the month. Though I've got buddy reads, so I don't know how this is going to work. I might have to read this while I'm reading a shorter book. But this is a very, very big book. But I started it on Try a Chapter Tag, and it's like a historical fiction mystery, and it's set in 1933 in London. Harriet Baxter decides to put her life straight once and for all. The truth about her life and the fate of the artist named Ned Gillespie. And it also has decades earlier, Harriet arrives in Glasgow in time for a international exhibition. A young art lover of independent means, Harriet becomes friend and champion to up-and-coming painter Ned Gillespie. She is embraced by his extended and somewhat troubled family, and soon becomes a fixture in their life. But when tragedy strikes the Gillespies, Harriet's connection with them disintegrates into mystery, deception, and potentially life-changing accusation. I obviously liked it because I decided to keep it on after Try a Chapter. I'm hoping I can fly through it because it is bloody big, but it is very big, and that does scare me. Then to the last tag of the book that I'm going to be reading monthly. I'm going to have a little break for a couple of months, and then I will still read them, but I'll read them as and when I feel like it. But they are being read in the order that me and Berna set up. But it's another one for Shorty September, and this is A Pocket Full of Rye by Agatha Christie. I don't know much about this because it's not one of my ones that matches editions. This is about Rex Fortescue. I don't think this is this is a Marple. There you go, it's a Marple one. So Rex Fortescue is a king of a financial empire and was sipping his tea in the counting house when he suffered an agonising and sudden death. On later inspection, the pockets of the deceased were found to have the traces of cereals. Yet the incident in the parlour, which confirmed Jane Marple's suspicion that she was looking for a case of crime by rhyme. This is less than 200 pages, so it's very short and sweet, which is good. So I've got 2 shorter books. That'll be good. Then to my reread of the month, which also counts as my classic for the month. And this is one of my favourite books ever, and this is Anne of Green Gables. And this was another book that was gifted to me for Christmas, I believe. And it is not a short book, but this copy is absolutely stunning. I can't believe how pretty this book is. Anne of Green Gables is probably one of my favourite books of all time. You guys know that several people think I'm like Anne in the fact that certainly when I was a child, the mischievousness, the looking for trouble, the friendships, the getting herself into trouble, but I love Anne and the first book. And this right at the back of this pretty copy is, life is worth living as long as there is laugh in it. Something we all need. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful book. I can't wait to reread it. And because it's a reread, but because it's a new edition, it doesn't count and affect my numbers, which is great because I blooming need it after my massive book buying in August. Yes, this is a beautiful book and I cannot wait. It does look autumnal, it does look seasonal, and it's just one that Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery is probably one of the best books that ever's been written. And this is a gorgeous Wordsworth edition. It does make me want to buy more editions like this, but can't wait. If you don't know about Anne of Green Gables, who are you? And are you friends with me? Because Anne of Green Gables is like the best book ever written. One of my best books ever written. Then I've got 2 seasonal books. 2 series books. I'm going to try and read more series books because I've started a million series and I've not got around to finishing hardly any, I don't think. This one is The Girl in the Tower, because I want to finish this series by the end of the year, because it's got this one and we've got the last one in the series, and the last one will be read probably December, because these do look wintry, so it feels weird reading a winter book in an autumnal month, but there you go. I read The Fair and the Nightingale right at the start of the year. I've waited ages to read this. What am I like? For a young woman in the medieval Russia, the choices start marriage or a life in a convent. Vasya would choose the third way, magic. Again, it's second in the series, so I don't want to give too much away. But when Vasya encounters, if you don't want to know about it, if you don't want to have any spoilers for the first book, wait until this book goes down. But when Vasya encounters the Crown Prince of Moscow, she is dressed as a boy for safety's sake. This is a dangerous country with a court plagued with power struggles and bandits roaming the countryside. One of the prince's advisors, Sasha, recognises the boy as his younger sister and must keep her secret. For Vasya has remarkable gifts and may be the only one that can save the city from both threats, both human and fantastical. This is not a long book. It's 360 pages, so that's 358 pages, so it's not that long, but it is good. I love the first one. I'm really looking forward to this. It's fantasy, it's going to be exciting. Then to my next series book, which is a Marion Keyes one. It's the only one that I've got this edition for, the hardback edition, and I want the paperback edition. Got to try and find the paperback edition of The Mystery of Mercy Close, because I'm keeping this series and I just decided I needed this last year to finish off the series. But it's massive, it's big and it's heavy, so this will not be read when I've got like a dodgy hand. But this is about Helen Walsh, and I believe she's in some of the later books in the series. Helen Walsh does not believe in fear. It's the thing invented by men to get all the money, the good jobs, and yet she's sinking. Her work as a private investigator has dried up. She's like the youngest in the Walsh Girls series, but there are books later on that are like viewing other characters. But I've not read much about Helen yet, so obviously this being her first one that she's centered on her is quite intriguing. Not least in the form of the charming but dodgy ex-boyfriend Jay Parker, who shows up with the missing persons case. Money is tight, so tight that Helen's had to move back in with her elderly parents, and Jay is awash with cash. The missing person is Jane Diffney, the wacky one from the boy band Lads. He has vanished from his home in Mercy Close, and it is vital that he's found. Lads has a sell-out comeback gig in 5 days' time. This is just really exciting. I love this series. I do. This is a pretty hardback, but it's a hardback and I've got the rest in paperback, and I don't like it when they're done in odd orders. It's another chunky 500-page book. It's heavy, but I've loved all the books in the series and I'm looking forward to reading them. Actually, the naked hardback book's quite cute, actually. I do like naked hardbacks. Now, the next 3 books are seasonal reads, so obviously I spoke about them a lot in my autumn books video, which I will link down below, which is doing well. But obviously this is the first one of this is the In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. We all know I love TJ Klune's books. Yes, the sciencey one that came out I didn't love as much, but I'm looking forward to this. I got gifted this by the Animals, an anonymous person last year, I think, and I've had it on my shelves for ages. It's not one of TJ Klune's series books, but I have heard good things about it, and it's a Pinocchio retelling. So, Pinocchio retelling with a sci-fi twist. Looking forward to seeing what this is like. Hope I like it. And it's set obviously it's set like in the woods and in the heart of a forest, and it's got sci-fi elements and it's got romance. And apparently it's inspired by The Adventures of Pinocchio and The Swiss Family Robinson. So I do need to read The Swiss Family Robinson first, apparently, to read this. Kind of has worked out. TBR did work out well with that. And the next one is The Art of Hearing Heartbeats by Jan Philip Sandick. I don't know much about this. It is in my seasonal book. It's a magical tale of romance and family spanning distance and decades. When a successful New York lawyer suddenly disappears without trace, neither his wife nor daughter Julia has any idea where he might be until they find a love letter he wrote to a Burmese woman. So I've got no idea what this is like, but it's a short but sweet book. It should be good. I am looking forward to seeing what it's like. Now it's the last of the series books, and one that I am so excited about. I'm probably very, very excited about this. And this is Out of the Woods, which is a sequel to or connected to Out on a Limb, because it has characters from Out of a Limb on a Limb, which I read for the Spoonies, and I absolutely loved that. And this is about high school sweethearts Sarah and Caleb Linwood. And they were in the first book, and they're basically going out and trying to find each other, and something happens, and Sarah begins to wonder who is she without her other half, because they've been together since childhood. And I think that's quite an intriguing thought, because I've been with Chris for 20 odd years, but I'm lucky I met him late enough that I had done other things first. But I can't imagine what it's like to be childhood sweethearts and not have anyone else before that. So it's quite nice. It's another beautiful book. It is actually only just about 300 pages, so it's quite short, but it's romance. I love this author's writing. Helena Bonham Young has got gorgeous writing, and I'm really, really excited about this. Now the other books are like TBR extras. So they're extra books that I decided to add on. Yes, I wasn't going to have had big TBRs, but all of these made me excited, and about 2 of them are pretty long. So I've done the long book thing again, haven't I? So much for Shorty September, eh? First one is The Heroines by Laura Shepherdson. And I've had this on my shelves for ages. It's fantasy, but it's set in Athens, and it's like historically fiction fantasy, which I love. Oh God, Thomas is in the background. No, stop dancing in the background. I saw that this time. In my autumnal reads, he's in the background dancing away. I'm a cheeky beggar. In Athens, crowds flock to witness the most shocking of trial of the ancient world. The royal family is mired by the scandal. Phaedra, a young bride of King Theseus, has accused her stepson Hippocrates of rape. He is a prince and a talented horseman, and a promising young man with his whole life ahead of him. She is naive, neglected, and the naive and neglected wife, the youngest in a long line of Cretan women with less than savoury reputations. The men of Athens must determine the truth, who is guilty and who is innocent. For the women know the truth is a slippery thing. After all, in the age of heroes and the age of monsters, there are 2 sides to every story, and theirs has gone unheard till now. This does look really exciting. I don't know why I put it off reading it. I've not read much about Phaedra, and I'm really, really excited by this. Then to another romancy book. The next couple of books are quite romancy, because I didn't realise last month, in August, I didn't put many contemporaries on my shelves, on my TBR, so I had to kind of just randomly get them off the shelves, which has worked out in my favour. But this is Marley McFarlane's book, You Belong With Me. I've loved this author's works, and this is apparently a sequel to one of the other books. But for the life of me, I didn't research that before filming this, because I don't do that for some stupid reason. When there's a ring on her doorbell, there's only one person Edie Thompson wants it to be. the person who is still in her heart, the person who might be the one. She and Elliot Owen called it quits once before, but aren't they too good for each other not to try? And here he is offering her everything she dreamed about. But dating Elliot, an actor, is anything but plain sailing. Being ocean apart and being followed by the press is one thing. When Edie's friends and Elliot's family are drawn in, things get messy. Then her boss hires a friendly face in the form of Declan Dunn, who's there for her when times are tough. And Edie starts to wonder, are she and Elliot the fairy tale come true? Or a cautionary fable about getting what you wish for? I'm really excited about this. I cannot wait because I do love the look of it. Romance. And I've got sneeze in me, but it does look good. One of these days I'll learn how to cut out things like that. This is the one that doesn't look autumnal. I'm counting yellow as autumnal. And it's The Things We Do for Love by Miranda Dickinson. I like her romancy books. Yes, there's flowers on it. But technically, the day that I'm filming this, there is still lavender out there. And this is a book I got from a charity shop, and it looks pretty, but it is blooming big and big. Yeah, it's about 450 pages, but hey ho. Lucy Hart is a struggling actress. Her confidence is shattered by a manipulative ex, meeting ends meet in Stratford-upon-Avon, performing scenes by Shakespeare, full of romance. Also, it could actually kind of count for September or whatever it's called. It's full of romance she doesn't believe in. She can see her dreams slipping away. Theo Larkin is on the cusp of Hollywood superstardom, but with a well-published bust-up leaving his reputation hanging by a thread. He is desperate to prove his worth by taking on the most challenging stage performance of his life. Intrigued? Don't know too much about it, but I am intrigued. I would like to see what it's like. It's connected to Shakespeare. It is big, but it's a nice, good romance, so hopefully I will love it. Then to another big book, which I did get from a charity shop not too long ago, but I love the look of it. It's the Wartime Book Club, and it's based on a true story apparently, and I know this is like connected to another book by this author, and for the life of me I cannot remember what that was. I think it's connected to, a little wartime library, and it's set in Jersey in 1943 when the German army invades the tranquil island. Grace Morty is determined to keep her services running. Ordered to destroy books which threaten the Nazi regime, she refused, instead hiding them away and fighting back by forming a book club, a lifeline to help islanders escape the terror of war, one chapter at a time. But soon Grace's quiet acts of bravery become more perilous, and she's harbouring dangerous secrets, one that put her life in danger. This does look really good. I love historical fiction books. I love wartime book clubs. It just looks like a really, really good book. And then last but not least, Conclave by Robert Harris. This was gifted to me by one of my mum's friends. And I counted it as like mystery/thriller, but it's also connected to historical fiction. And I know Katie read it recently, and Katie did like it. But I don't know what it is. Something's been putting me off it for a while. The Pope is dead, locked behind doors of the Sistine Chapel. 118 cardinals are meeting in the conclave to cast their votes on the world's most secretive election. They are holy men, but they are ambitious and they have rivals. Over the next 72 hours, one of them will become the most powerful spiritual figure on earth. Which one of them will it be? And there is only one possible word to describe, and it's mystery/thriller/ I don't know, but I am nervous because I don't know something's not been drawing me to it at all. But yeah, I am really nervous about whether I like this. I hope I do. And I had it in my head what my emoji was going to be for this video, if you got to the end of this video. But I'm trying to decide, because I was going to go with, if you got to the end of the video, leave like a pen or a notebook emoji, because it's the back to school. But seeing as this video is called Back to Schools, that's kind of giving it away. So I think if you got to the end of this video, leave me a tree emoji, because the trees are changing colour, and one of the books that obviously I'm reading this month is called Out in the Woods. So if you got to the end of this video, leave me a tree emoji. What books are you reading in September? What books are you excited about? Do you read like seasonally? Are you looking forward to anything in particular in September, let me know down below. I love chatting to you all. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, bring on my digging, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I think I did that in a different order to normal, but hey ho, and chat to me in the comments because I love chatting to you all. And I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.